Silk Road had gone.
So the chapter which we were learning in our last class, that was Silk Road. We will continue the chapter. And what was going on actually in the chapter, the journey of the author is shown. The journey when he was going to Kailash Mount Kailash. Fine. And what kind of problems and difficulties he has faced on the way, that is told. Fine. So many difficulties when he faced is, and we have read all the difficulties. Now we were on the paragraph until that what was going on in the chapter right now, that actually the writer or the narrator wanted a person, he wanted to complete the ritual of Kora, and he wanted that he should have someone with him, but his friend and his guide both has left already. Right now he was looking for some person that who can go with him, but he was saying, and another difficulty was also there, that he said that in that area he could not get anyone who can speak a little bit English. Fine. So right now we are starting. Until that is, I met Norbu. The cafe was small, dark and cavernous, with a long metal stove that ran down the middle. The walls and the ceiling were wrapped in sheets of multicolored plastic. So writer is saying, means जब तक मुझे नोरबू नहीं मिला, नोरबू is the name of a person, and he by chance, luckily the narrator met a person whose name was Norbu. The cafe was really small where he was sitting, and where there was only a single cafe. It is told already in the chapter that in that place only a single cafe was there. It was dark and it was cavernous. Cavernous means the roof area or the ceiling area was very vast. Fine, the big area was there, means चौड़ा ज़्यादा था, wider ज़्यादा था, but length कम थी. They wanted to say, with a long metal stove, and a long or big metal stove was kept in the middle of that cafe. The walls and ceiling were wrapped in sheet. Wrapped होता है means you may have seen the plastic sheets which are used to make walls of any building. एक जो परमानेंट हाउस होते हैं, एक होते हैं टेम्परेरी हाउस. फाइन. टेम्परेरी मीन्स कहीं पर भी प्लास्टिक की शीट खड़ा किया और फॉर सम टाइम टेंट टाइप एक टेम्परेरी हाउस बना दिया. फाइन. सो वो जो प्लास्टिक की शीट्स होती है वो जस्ट वेवी करके शीट्स होती है. दैट काइंड ऑफ रैप्ड शीट दे वर हैविंग, एंड दे आर सेइंग, ही वाज सेइंग दैट these were multicolored sheets, means different colored sheets. These were of the stripped variety. These sheets were of stripped variety. अलग अलग कलर के stripped थे, strips वाली sheet थी. Broad blue, red and white. These were broad strips were made in these sheets, and red, white and blue color sheets these were. That is made into stout, voluminous shopping bags sold all over China. Means they are saying that these kind of strips can be seen in the plastic bags also. The bags or the shopping bags, on the shopping bags also, the stripped shopping bags we can see in China, that are sold in China and in many other countries of Asia as well as Europe. Means उस तरह की strips के जैसे कि बैग मार्केट में सेल किए जाते हैं, उसी तरह की स्ट्रिप वाली शीट्स से यहाँ की दीवारें बनी हुई थी एंड रूफ सीलिंग बनी हुई थी. Then, as such, plastic must rate as one of the China's most successful exports along the Silk Road today. And it was expected, the narrator was saying, it was expected that the roof and the ceiling and the And the walls were also made by plastic sheets, because China is the biggest producer of plastic in the world. He wanted to say, as one of the China's most successful exports, means this is the most exportable item, means plastic is the most exportable item of China along the Silk Road today. As on the Silk Road, silk was exported, but from China plastic was exported. The cafe had a single window beside which I had taken up position so that I could see the pages of my notebook. I would also brought a novel with me to help pass the time. The cafe had a single window. The narrator was saying that the cafe was having only a single window, which I had taken up position so that I could see the pages of my notebook. And the writer was sitting beside that window. Why he was sitting beside that window? Because already it was told the cafe was dark and only a little or dim light was coming through the window. So he was sitting near about the window. Why he was sitting? Because he wanted to see the pages of my notebook, means his notebook. He wanted to read something. I would also brought a novel with me to help pass the time. And he was saying that I was having a novel with me so that I could read that novel and I could pass my time. Norbu saw my book when he came in and asked with a gesture if he could sit opposite me at my rickety table. You English? He inquired after he would ordered tea. I told him I was, and we struck up a conversation. Norbu saw my book when he was reading that novel. When the writer started reading that novel, at the same time Norbu came to his table. When he saw that he was reading a book, he came in and asked with a gesture if he could sit opposite me at my rickety table. Rickety is called because that cafe was not so good. So the table and chair, the condition of the table and chair was also not good. The table where he was sitting on, that table was shaking actually. Rickety is called a shaking table. So Norbu came to his table and he asked the author or the narrator that with a gesture if he could sit opposite me. He asked me he could sit on my table just opposite me. मेरे सामने बैठ सकता है कि नहीं बैठ सकता है? You English? He inquired, and he started asking the narrator that you English means do you belong to, or are you a British person, or can you speak English? After he had ordered tea, then he ordered a tea for us. I told him I was, and we struck up in a conversation. And the writer told him that yes, I can speak English very well. And then we started our conversation. Means they both got busy in talking to each other. I did not think he was from those parts because he was wearing a wind cheater and metal rimmed spectacles of a western style. He was Tibetan, he told me, but worked in Beijing at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences. In the Institute of Ethnic Literature, I assumed he was on some sort of field work. So, the writer was saying that I did not think he was from that part of Silk Road, you can say, where he was right now. I did not think that Norbu belonged to that area, that particular area where he was right now. Where he was? Can anybody tell me what was the name of that place where the writer was staying? It was Darchin. The name of that place was Darchin. Fine. So, writer is saying that I did not think that Norbu belonged to that area because he was wearing a wind cheater, and because he was wearing a wind cheater means that kind of jacket thing he was wearing. Then a metal rimmed spectacles. Metal rimmed means the glass, the frame of that glasses which he was wearing, means the spectacles that he was wearing, that उसका जो frame था, that was made of metal and of a western style, and it was of a western style clothes he was wearing, western style spectacles he was wearing. That's why the author was thinking that he does not belong to the same area. He was Tibetan, he told me. At last Norbu told me that yes, he was a Tibetan but worked in Beijing at the Chinese Academy of Social Science. He was, however, he was a Tibetan, but because he worked in Beijing in China at the Academy of Social Sciences, in the Institute of Ethnic Literature, that he told that he works at an institute in Beijing, China. That's why his you can say his wearing style, his style of wearing clothes was different than Tibetans. I assumed he was on some sort of field work, and the writer was saying that I just guessed that yes, he was on some kind of field work, means he was that kind of person who does a field work, who goes to different places for his field work. The class time is over. We will continue the chapter tomorrow. Fine.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye all of you. Welcome, beta.